to get this game underway. And he takes this from inside the 5. So Northern Illinois' offense will have the football first. A lot of times you run into these types of matchups, high-powered offense, big-time team against an opponent that's likely overmatched. So how do they keep this thing from getting ugly?
Well, everyone's going to have to elevate their level of play here defensively to have any chance in this one. And I'll tell you the hard part about stopping this offense, David, it's what Chip Kelly used to always say. It's a nameless, faceless opponent. They don't care who you are. They don't care what your record is. This offense comes out, and they are trying to embarrass you.
Well, the good thing is for this defense, it's been talked about all week, right? Like, you're not good enough. This is a high-powered offense. Like, the players' attention are fully caught, right? They know exactly what they're going against. Let's see if some emotion and adrenaline can really play a factor, and they play better than they have all year.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
One thing you know about this defense, they have got a pass rush, and you cannot be predictable, especially when it comes to throwing the football. There is too much athleticism and length up front on this defensive line and in their front 7, and they register a sack early here on only the second play of the game.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, the offense is trying to throw for it in their own end on 3rd down, and quarterback receiver not quite on the same page, and they're lucky because that was almost picked off.
Northern Illinois will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Looks it in at the 40. There he goes. Open it up. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. So the Alabama Crimson Tide offense comes out for their first possession of the game. They're led by a sensational signal caller, and Jesse, one thing every elite quarterback knows is where to find the weak spot in the secondary, and there might be a few of them there.
Yeah, there's no mystery where this quarterback is going to be throwing the football and who he's going to be trying to pick on. They knew coming into this game this was going to be the matchup they want to take advantage of. Now, David, the defense and their coordinator are going to have to find creative ways to help out this cornerback and use safety coverage over the top, some zone, to try and get him as many doubles as they can. But you can't double cover all game long. This guy's going to be on an island from time to time, and you know that's when the quarterback's going to go after.
And I was about to say, dude, I'm not giving you that opportunity. I'm not putting him on an island. I'm going to use zone coverages. I'm going to try to hide him as much as I can.
There he goes. Headed to the end zone. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And he capped it off with a 27-yard touchdown run. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. The Northern Illinois offense ready to go back to work. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders.
And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
Well, the offense got themselves into trouble. They're back in their own end. It's an obvious passing situation, so the defense is just pinning their ears back, and they're trying to get after him. They could not allow him to escape, step up, get rid of the football. They take a sack very close to the goal line.
Northern Illinois will line up to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Here's the punt, and it is not a very good one. A short punt. He's going to get loose. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Here comes that Alabama offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Grab near the marker. It's Boston. And he's brought down after a nice gain. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. Smith dropping to pass. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
It leads to 2nd down.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played 1 period. And they've swapped into the field, and we'll get it going in the 2nd. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He makes a grab, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bama!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. Fielded in the end zone, it's Russell. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Northern Illinois takes over as the offense heads to the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him surrounded.
And the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
You can just start to sense the frustration building for this offense after that incompletion. Right now, setting up 4th down. They haven't yet scored a touchdown. They just can't find a rhythm in this game. Obviously, the defense, the big reason for that, but if this offense wants a chance to win, they have got to start stringing some completions together and get this quarterback in a better rhythm.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They've already put a couple of scores up, and they look to add to it on this drive. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Smith wants to throw. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
And here comes the offense on second down. Looking to fire. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Got room on the return. The 40. He's at the 30. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business.
I love defenses that make big plays, that understand what they're trying to get from the offense, understand how to attack it, jump some of these routes, make these interceptions, and then not only that, when you get the football, try to do something with it. Don't slide down. Don't take a knee. Try to bring that thing back to the house. You set your offense up for it.
And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again. Under fire. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. And this crowd is losing it, frenzied after the back-to-back sacks. Third and long coming up. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. Northern Illinois will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What a great job there. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first. Breaks into the open. Pass to 50. Pass to 30. Inside the 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown Tide.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner goes down. Guys, we'll see what the plan is for this Northern Illinois offense. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
He'll try it again. Had nowhere to go, couldn't get it out of the end zone. He'll take the safety.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
And they'll set up for the free kick from their own 20. Running to Green.
Returner is tackled at the 46. And your Alabama Crimson Tide will take over 1st and 10.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. Smith dropping to pass. He unleashes a long one. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
With the score, Alabama 23, Northern Illinois 0.
Northern Illinois will kick it away to start the second half. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He's got great speed, and he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to eel off one deep down the left side. Wide open, he makes the catch. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Alabama! How about that quarterback taking the shot downfield and delivering to the wide open receiver?
I love this quarterback, Reese, because he's aggressive. He wants to take shots. He's looking for every opportunity to show off that cannon and that arm talent. He showed it to all of us right there.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they tacked on the extra point. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Garcia. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. The Northern Illinois offense ready to go back to work. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing.
And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often, because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
The Huskies now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. To the ground with the back. They come up with their second safety of the game. You don't see that very often.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
They'll get set for the free kick after the safety. an open space downfield. Here comes that Alabama offense. The best way this offense can say thanks for that 2 spot is by following it up with a score of their own, David.
Really fun when your defense does that, when they get you back the football, and they score some points, Palmer. Put those points up on the board. Usually brag about it, especially defensive. We got more points than you, but good opportunity for this offense to get more.
Yeah, it's you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing right now. I'll tell you, if this offense is able to go down the field and put up a touchdown, this could be a potentially 9 to 10 point swing based on your defense getting you that safety. You've got great field position now. You got to take advantage.
Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like, that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're at 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Complete out of the backfield. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
And that is the advantage of having versatility at the running back position, right? It's 4th down. Everyone in the stadium thinks he's going to get the handoff, but because of his ability to catch the football, he's a weapon in the passing game. And on a critical down distance like that,
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
well, this offense has been physical. They came out in this game with a lot of pride and an ability up front and a belief that they can block people and get it done. They are dominating this defense. 3 rushing touchdowns now in the game.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they closed the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Coming out with it, it's Russell. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. They'll go to the fullback. They shut him down immediately. They tried to pop the fullback loose, and no running room there.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the 3rd quarter, the defense makes a massive play.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
Man, this defense has played so well, and this offense, they've struggled. They haven't executed greatly. They're going to have to do it against a really good defense who continues to apply pressure. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback a little better.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. For the 3rd time in this game is going to be a safety. They've got a touchdown worth of safeties.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
After giving up the safety, they'll have to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So the first play of the drive, starting here from the 45. Smith wants to throw. Release to the back. The short hands, it's Alexander. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. Well, guys, so far this has been a massive beatdown, and it would appear the biggest challenge is what kind of records can they set as we have a look at the third quarter stats. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. Wants to go up top on first down. Shoots it to the left. He's got an open man. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their total.
And honestly, it's been about complementary football in this game, right? We've seen this offense go up and down the field. They've been lighting up the scoreboard, but the defense has done a great job, too, getting off the field and putting their offense in really good position in this game. The head coach has got to love what he's seen on both sides of the ball today.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the point after is good. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a two-play drive. On the move from inside is 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle.
And the Northern Illinois offense will take over.
Northern Illinois takes over as the offense heads to the field. DB's right up on the receivers. Big fullback's got it. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. And the Huskies come to the line on third and short, trying to convert here. Complete on third down. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. Northern Illinois will line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller has done.
He's got it inside the 25. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
On to attempt the try. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. So see, quarterback, one snap, put it in the end zone. He'll bring it out. It's Russell. And the returner is stopped. The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. The give to the big fullback. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
When you play the option and you play this responsibility football, sometimes your eyes can get lost. They didn't on that play. Nice job honing in, getting in there quickly, getting the quarterback to the ground.
He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Northern Illinois will line up to punt it away. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
On first and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Smith dropping to pass. Wide out trying to get it in. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
Now a 2-point conversion attempt coming up. On the option. He'll toss it. He's into the end zone for the 2 and extends the lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead and they're trying to hold on to it. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Guys, we'll see what the plan is for this Northern Illinois offense. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet.
And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7. Referee signals timeout as the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Here comes that Alabama offense. What a feeling this has to be, David, in complete control and headed toward victory formation.
Yeah, no stress, under a couple minutes left in the ball game, well in hand. These are the ones, Jesse, you like to just run the clock, take a knee, whatever you want.
No doubt. They're going to love watching this game film, too. There's just so many positives to take away from this, and this is the kind of performance today that is really going to help this offense's confidence.
Timeout is called. Clock stops. 13 seconds to go in the game. Quarterback may change this route. And while the game is all but decided, why not try to get another one if you can? That's part of the fun, right? Back's going for the goal line. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
For the extra point.
And the extra point was good. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. After scoring that touchdown, they'll try to get it right back with an onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
And after this play, the cake will be baked. Looking downfield on first down. They get to him as he throws. Oh, it's picked off. Bringing it back. He's inside the 40, the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Bama! What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that. This is what an elite team does.